On the In Session Real Estate TV show, we're talking real estate. How to buy a home with little to no money down, 7 things you must know before you list your home for sale, and how to avoid probate, and more. Tune in.
Kenny Session has over 25 years in the real estate business in the Bay Area. Kenny is the past president of the California Association of Real Estate Brokers and the past president of Associated Real Property Brokers. And now, your host, your real estate broker, Kenny Session.
Good morning, and welcome to another edition of the In Session Real Estate TV show. We really appreciate you taking some time out of your morning to watch our show. I am Kenny Session, the broker and CEO of Session Real Estate. I've been in business since 1987, and this show has been in production since 1997. We're happy to be here now on Coffee TV, where we will be able to share pertinent information with you on a weekly basis. This is not an infomercial. This is a real estate TV show. The first interview was with Tyrone of Operation Hope. Operation Hope has real estate services and products to prepare people for home ownership, as well as to teach our youth financial literacy. Now here's Tyrone. Good morning and welcome to another edition of the In Session Real Estate TV show. We really appreciate you taking some time out of your morning to watch our show. On this morning, I have a very dear friend of mine and very special guest here with me, Mr. Tyrone Cozy. I'm going to let him give you a little bit of his background, and then we're going to get straight into an interview. We've got some dynamite information for you this morning, so make sure you get a pencil and paper and take some notes. But Tyrone, won't you give him a little information about yourself?
Happy to do that, Kenny. First of all, good to be here. Congratulations for bringing this powerful show back. There's a lot of people who can use the services and use what you have to share, because we talked about this information is power. So I'm really happy about that, Kenny.
Thank you.
Well, we've known each other a long time. Before I was blessed to have an opportunity to be in this beautiful role of market president for Operation Hope in what we call the Northwestern region. As you know, I used to be connected to the real estate industry.
Exactly.
And so my early days with Joyce E. Mack and other great mentors like that in the title business really led me to an opportunity to work with First American Title in terms of a kind of a national strategic manager role. Mm-hmm. And that's when I could hang out with all the great people from, NARAB, from KRAB, from ARPB, and for those who don't know, that is the awesome realtists who are African Americans or others who serve the African American community. It's just an awesome real estate organization with great, deep history.
Oh, well, we have some shows coming up about NARAB and being that I'm past president of KRAB and ARPB. All of that is coming. In fact, we're going to be having the national president on very soon.
Awesome, Mr. Cooper.
Yes, sir. You're watching the In Session Real Estate TV show. Stay tuned. We'll be right back.
Do you need income protection? Call Don Hills, Independent Insurance Broker.
Hello, I'm Dawn Hills with DMH Insurance, and I'm an independent insurance broker. Income protection helps families when you're injured and can't work. Life insurance is legacy planning and can also protect your mortgage. Call me, Dawn Hills, for a free consultation to protect you and your family. Dawn Hills Insurance for your every need.
So good to see you guys. So, what's up?
Oh, we finally bought a place.
Holy cow.
You seriously have enough saved to do that?
We've been putting a little aside each month.
Jeez, by the end of the month, we have nothing left to save.
Yeah, I have no idea where it goes.
Well, you're spending a lot on...
Is it good?
Oh, God.
Oh, how is my account overdrawn?
When it comes to financial stability, don't get left behind. Get tools and tips for saving at feedthepig.org.
Here at Infinity Investments, it's our mission to build a portfolio of investment property communities and a large network of investors, buyers, sellers, and tenants whom we serve by operating with character, integrity, and a commitment to excellence. And as our gift to you, we like to invite you out to one of our free monthly seminars where you'll learn the fundamentals of how to buy, own, and operate multifamily properties. Look forward to seeing you soon.
This is why you took a second job. While you taught yourself how to fix the plumbing. While you'll do whatever it takes to keep your home. And that is why we want to help. We are making home affordable, a free government resource that can make paying the mortgage easier. Call 888-995-HOPE today.
Hi, this is Tyrone Cozy, and you are watching In Session Real Estate TV Show.
Could you tell me, how did Operation Hope get started?
That's a good question. I'll take you back to about 1992. Young, brash young man named John Bryant was actually a childhood actor. He was on Different Strokes a couple of times. People didn't know that. He even did Soul Train with one of his very good friends who's also part of the organization, Mr. Lance Triggs. So he made a couple of poor decisions, and before he knew it, he was homeless. He was living out of his Jeep in Malibu, if you can imagine that. He had a relationship with the janitor at the part-time job he was working at. He would park his car in a lot and go into the building and rinse out his clothes, thanks to his friendship with the janitor, to prepare him for the next day. That changed him. It was all about me for him until that occurred. And he realized that, there's more to life than just being all about him. And that happened right around the time when the Rodney King riots hit, back in 92, 93. And what he noticed is of all the buildings that were ablaze, Kenny, not one of them was a home, not one. And that really struck him. He thought about his mother who owned their home, who used to come out on the porch with her broom, and if there were any thugs sitting on her, on her stoop, she would say, "Hey, move on. This is my house. You go sit on somebody else's stoop." And what he realized is that when you own your own piece of the rock, you're going to treat it a lot differently than you would if you're renting it. And that was the beginning of the first community program that he started. He started an organization called Operation Hope. He literally took bankers from the downtown LA area, put them on a bus. This is 2 days after the riots, and went through central LA, South Central, and showed them that not everything is burnt out ghettos. Right. That there are people who live on Lamert, there are people who live in other parts of the community, who work at the post office, who want to have a beautiful home for their kids, a wonderful backyard for their kids to play in. It shook them up, man. Yeah. They went back to their offices and asked the question, well, how come we're not lending to people in these communities? It's that old term they used to call redlining. Remember that? Yes. And so he had a lot to do with shifting that in the early 90s. And so as a result of that, now we fast forward, we're in 66 different countries, or different cities throughout the United States. We're in 3 provinces in South Africa. We're going back to Haiti soon. We're negotiating with Mexico. We're helping the Emirates, and we're helping the Saudis, which they have a different problem. They got so much money that their young people don't really know how to properly manage it, and they're worried about their future leaders. Different kind of problem, but it's still a problem. So as we were talking about earlier, financial education, financial empowerment, financial equity, it's a ribbon that runs through everything.
Yeah, it does. And that's very important to me, community. We talk about that all the time, our community. And I'm elated for the work that you guys do in our community, that I grew up in South Central Los Angeles myself.
Yeah.
And I know what Rodney King and all that happened. I know, and I also grew up amongst my family who own their own homes. And we had a different, like you said, we had a different relationship with our community than people who rent it. Mm-hmm. So I'm just excited about that. Mm-hmm. Now tell me, you guys got a big project initiative going on, Project 5117.
Yeah, absolutely.
I can see how you lighten up as soon as I said it.
I'm excited about it.
I lit up when I read about it, man. Tell us about that.
Kenny, I'm so excited about that. It really represents what we call the new hope. So if you can envision, we're 23 years old, right? So we're out of our teenage years. Now we're a young, frisky, young person who's out there doing their thing. I mean, we equivalent in a way our organization to the growth of a human being. And we're at a point now where we're stepping out big time, spreading our wings, and that's what Project 5117 is about. First of all, it's a intervention strategy, right? We're tired of young people going to school and they can't make the connection between aspiration and education. So there's a gap in between there. So I'll come back to that. That's a very important gap to help. But basically the mission is designed to help anyone who's making $50,000 or less in this country, both adults, families, and children. And so all of those numbers stand for something. So the 5 stands for the commitment to educate 5 million youth in financial education by the year 2020. 5 million youth. Now, we can't do it by ourselves. It takes the whole community to work together, but 5 million youth. Out of that 5 million, the first one stands for 1 million of those 5 million to go through a youth entrepreneurial training program such as Hope Business in a Box. It's a program that we have called Think Shark Tank for Kids. It's a very cool program where young people learn to start their own business. They go through a curriculum to learn about that. And then they get an opportunity to do a pitch event in front of their peers and also in front of judges from the community who are maybe business people and et cetera. What makes us different from most other programs is that we actually have a business role model. That's a mentor who works with those young people. Once they win the pitch event and they get $500 to start their business, they get a role model who works with them for once a week for 10 weeks. 10 weeks. We did a little survey. We noticed that most of our role models actually went 13 weeks because they just get so much into the kids and helping them fine-tune their marketing program, help them to set up their websites, help them to attract crowdfunding.
And this is all for the kids?
All for the youth, right. We focus on middle schools and high schools. Our first school we went into is Westlake Middle School, right over there across from Whole Foods. And remember the old Cadillac dealer on Grand? Right across from there, yeah. And it's an awesome program. You know, we can give you many examples of young people who just blew it away. So that's the first one. The second one stands for 1,000 Hope Inside Center. So where you're sitting in right now, this is what we call a classic Hope Inside Center. Bank of the West designed this 10 years ago for Operation Hope right here. We've helped over 110,000 people just in this location right here. And it's built for us. So on one side is a bank branch, Bank of the West. On the other side is Operation Hope. And in that center, we provide services across the board for both adults, and we have programs for young people. I can come back to that later. And then the final number, if I may add, that's 7. Back again, 1 million Hope Inside Centers, okay? That could be in any kind of environment. It could also be inside a grocery store. It could be inside a library. It could be inside a government agency. It doesn't have to just be inside a bank. But financial institutions find it to be of value. And the last one I really love is the 7. And that stands for the 700 credit score communities. So you envision this. You got a community that has credit scores above 700. I bet you a lot of stuff changes in that community, wouldn't it?
Definitely going to change.
Yeah. When I was growing up in Chicago, there was a church and a liquor store on every corner. Fast forward today, there's a church, a liquor store, and a check cashing place on just about every corner. Now, I'm not hating on them because they're there for a reason. They're there because some people don't want to put their money in banks, whatever the reason might be. But when you get a payday loan, that's costing the average family in Oakland $835 a year. There's something wrong with that. At 400% interest, there's something wrong with that. And so people are preying off the ignorance of others. So that's why the information is important. People build those relationships with banks, credit unions, cooperative banks, community credit unions, and et cetera. Now that changes the mix a little bit. And so that's what 5117 stands for. It's a huge deal. We can't do it by ourselves, but we're on a mission to hit that by the year 2020.
Well, and in a minute we're going to tell you guys how you can get involved with Operation Hope and the 5117 program. You're watching the In Session Real Estate TV show. Stay tuned. We'll be right back.
So good to see you guys. So, what's up?
We finally bought a place.
Holy cow.
You seriously have enough saved to do that?
We've been putting a little aside each month.
Jeez, at the end of the month, we have nothing left to save.
Yeah, I have no idea where it goes.
Well, you're spending a lot on...
Was it good?
Oh, God.
Oh, how is my account overdrawn?
When it comes to financial stability, don't get left behind. Get tools and tips for saving at feedthepig.org.
Do you need income protection? Call Don Hills, independent insurance broker.
Hello, I'm Dawn Hills with DMH Insurance, and I'm an independent insurance broker. Income protection helps families when you're injured and can't work. Life insurance is legacy planning and can also protect your mortgage. Call me, Dawn Hills, for a free consultation to protect you and your family. Dawn Hills Insurance for your every need.
This is why you took a second job. While you taught yourself how to fix the plumbing. While you'll do whatever it takes to keep your home. And that is why we want to help. We are making home affordable, a free government resource that can make paying the mortgage easier. Call 888-995-HOPE today.
Here at Infinity Investments, it's our mission to build a portfolio of investment property communities and a large network of investors, buyers, sellers, and tenants whom we serve by operating with character, integrity, and a commitment to excellence. And as our gift to you, we'd like to invite you out to one of our free monthly seminars where you'll learn the fundamentals of how to buy, own, and operate multifamily properties. Look forward to seeing you soon.
This lovely 3-bedroom, 1.5 bath West Oakland starter home is located at 1675 16th Street in Oakland, California. This home features a 1-car detached garage. This home is also conveniently located near BART and easy commute to San Francisco. This home is listed at $375,000. This well-maintained 2-bedroom, 1-bath home is located at 2757 Parker Street in Oakland, California. This home features a new kitchen, new bath, new roof, and stainless steel appliances. It is listed at $340,000.
Hi, this is Tyrone Cozy, and you are watching In Session Real Estate TV Show.
I've been involved with, not involved, but I've sent clients here before, and I've gotten clients from here. Won't you talk about the array of other services that these Hope Centers?
Happy to.
And in fact, we are at the Hope Center at Fruitvale Station
That's
today.
right. That's right.
Right off of 880 freeway out near the, many of you, this is going all over the Bay, but I'm sure many of you guys pass by here going to the airport or going to the Oakland Coliseum. Fruitvale Station, right off of 880 at what is the 27th Street exit?
Yeah, well, actually, coming from downtown, it's the Fruitvale exit.
It's the Fruitvale exit. So just to give you an idea of location where we are. Now, talk about the other services, because it's an array of stuff that you guys do here.
It is, Kenny. So when you think about Hope, think about financial education and the various components of it, right? So we already talked about the youth division. That goes into the school system. It educates young people about financial education, and it provides opportunities for entrepreneurship, right? But in the Hope Center, that's primarily designed for adults, right? So we'll start with our first-time home buying program, one that you're familiar with, Kenny. In fact, you referred people over to us. So we are a HUD-approved agency. That means we have an 8-hour course that if you take that course, you wind up getting a certificate, which means you could position yourself to get a down payment assistance from the city of Oakland, which recognizes us, one of only 4 organizations they recognize, or some of the other outlying cities where your audience may be interested in living in.
Well, most of these cities do have down payment assistance programs.
They do.
And they can get that assistance by attending your home buyer program,
That's right.
Whether you're in Santa Rosa or San Jose or anything in between.
That's
you
totally
can
true.
Get what you need.
That's absolutely right. And the interesting thing is that if you have a HUD-approved certificate, better positions you for any of those organizations or any of those cities to go to and have a conversation with them. So we do a 3-hour orientation during a weekday, and then once a month, these are once a month workshops, we do a 5-hour on a Saturday. Now, the what I call the twin workshop for this is called the credit and money management workshop, right? Because when someone is working on getting their home, they usually come to the conclusion that they got to stop and take a look at their credit and see what does it look like, see what they need to do. Sometimes it's just understanding it. You know, there's this energy that we have around credit. We think that our self-esteem is tied to it. You know, so it's all about, if I don't have a high credit score, then, what am I about? But the thing is that people are afraid to look at it. So the beauty of coming here, with your permission, is that we run a credit report, what we call a soft hit, so it doesn't have a negative impact. You have to give us permission to do that, right? And what we do is that we sit down, print that out for you, whole workshop that talks about understanding credit. What is a budget about? How do you manage your money properly? How does the credit score work? What are the strategies you can use to do 2 things which are different from each other? credit repair is different from credit building.
Right.
You know, those are the two different strategies. So you come to a workshop, it's a 3-hour workshop, typically on a Saturday. You get the broader information. You get everything that you're kind of, interested in, get a lot of your questions asked, and now you're eligible to meet with a counselor one-on-one. So we have 3 counselors that are part of the center that provide one-on-one counseling. Meet with them, work on your stuff, come back 30 days, work on your stuff some more, come back 90 days. We move you along, and if you decide to join the 700 credit score community, which is served through our credit and money management department, then you're on a 12 to 24 month plan to move your score from wherever it is now. You have to be about 585 and have to have some kind of income coming in. But those are the criteria that move you through the 700 credit score community.
That's huge for our community. And let me kind of just talk a little bit about that, because there's many of us who have credit issues. And does it matter what your income level is, whether you can come in here and get someone to look at that and counsel with you? That's one question. And then secondly, you mentioned about a 585. What about people who have, lost their homes? And I know that there's a huge community of people out here who have lost their homes and need that counseling.
Absolutely.
What can you guys provide for those people?
So let me make a distinction, because I really didn't do that well earlier. So our credit and money management workshop is free monthly. Doesn't matter if you're working or not. Doesn't matter if you have a credit score, you know what it is or not. If it's high or low, that doesn't matter. That workshop's available to anyone who wants to come in and get a broad understanding about how this thing works, and then start working with someone one-on-one. Free of charge. Free of charge. The 700 credit score community is a very specific program that rests inside the credit and money management division. So that program has criteria. If you want to join that program, a 12 to 24 month program, you can join a cohort to be a part of that experience. If you're a part of that, that means you have to have at least a 585 credit score and have to have some type of income. That's only related to that. So the 700 is not for everybody, but it can be for those who are interested in taking this up to another level, get the score up to another level. You still can work on your credit when you work with a counselor one-on-one, but that just doesn't fall into the criteria of what I just described. So to answer your question, no, it doesn't hold anyone back. We leave it open. We want to help anyone who's interested, particularly those who've lost their home before. We did for a number of years what we call loan modification work to support need. You're familiar with that work we did as well. So our counselors are skilled in that area to help anyone get back on their feet and take it where they want to go, because who you are is not defined by your credit score. Now, it affects a lot of stuff. It affects a lot of stuff, but it infects a lot of stuff too. But the bottom line is that who you are is not based on that. So you can rise up above that situation, because it's not rocket science to turn it around. It's not. It can be done.
And it's been proven that it does work if you have the right people that know what they're doing.
Absolutely.
And that's really, because I talk to people every day that are in default or have problems, and there's so much misinformation out here. That's another reason for my show and for this show, is that we get you credible information that can help you make a difference in home ownership or just in life in general, and building our community. You did talk about one other thing I want to touch on real quickly, and that is the loan modification. Do you guys still do a little bit of that still?
We do it now, and we've done it for a number of years, but we do it through a special toll-free number. May I mention that?
Yes, please,
yes,
by all means.
It's 888-388-HOPE, 888-388-HOPE. If you call that number and you're having any issues with trying to keep your home, if you have questions about maybe some very difficult credit situations, that's a great number to call. That number is what we call our loan modification or our mortgage crises hotline for HOPE. So please take advantage of it if you need that help. 888-388-HOPE. And that's an office that has people around the clock available to support folks.
And we need that. We need that. You folks out here, many of us are calling these people who want to charge you $5,000 to do a modification. You've never heard me send them to those people. Or people out there that don't know what they're doing, and they're passing themselves off as professionals, and they're novices in the business, and then we as a community end up with the effect of that as someone who's training on you. We're talking about a company who we know has been properly trained and know exactly how to push if you can get it. Now, some of us can't get modifications, and they're not going to be able to sprinkle and wonder that's on you. But at least after you get through with them, whether you can or you can't,
Yeah. and free. That's the most important free. We don't charge anything for those services.
Right.
And
that is very important.
And may I add one other thing, Kenny? Yeah. And one thing that's very important, we are a self-empowerment organization. I want you to really hear that. It means we don't baby people. We don't treat them like victims. We don't treat them with the indignity and disrespect that people get every day when they go into, maybe a social service environment or et cetera. We don't do that. We meet people where they are. We give them the love, we treat them with respect, and we help them go to where they want to go. And that's what we do in the center. And one last thing I wanted to mention. In the center, we also have a cyber cafe. That's open to the community. We have 10 computers in here, 17-inch screens, better than the public library.
Wow.
You can come in here and use it from 9 to 6, Monday through Friday, from 9 to 1 on Saturday. Free.
So anybody in the community, you don't have a computer and you need to do some computer
it's available. Work on your resume.
They can just walk in here and say, I want to use a computer and sign up, and they do. Get on one of those.
They have to become a member. They have to become a member, but it's a free membership.
They're not going to charge you no money to be a member, but you have to join. And once you join, you're telling me more than what I do. I'm learning some things today.
I think the last thing is simply that we're here to be of support to the community. Give us a call. Go online, read a book, learn more about us. The phone number to reach us is 510-535-6700, 535-6700. Thank you, Kenny.
Thank you, brother.
All right.
Remember this, you guys. We appreciate you watching our show today. Remember this, Jesus Christ is Lord of my life. Hopefully, if you don't know him, you will. And we thank you, and hopefully he blesses you. Amen.
For advertising information on the In Session Real Estate TV show, or to buy or sell real estate, give us a call at 510-568-4200 and log on to our website at sessionrealestate.net. And log on to sessionrealestate.net after the show to see Kenny Session live to answer your real estate questions. Do you need income protection? Call Don Hills, Independent Insurance Broker.
Hello, I'm Dawn Hills with DMH Insurance, and I'm an independent insurance broker. Income protection helps families when you're injured and can't work. Life insurance is legacy planning and can also protect your mortgage. Call me, Dawn Hills, for a free consultation to protect you and your family. Dawn Hills Insurance for your every need.
Here at Infinity Investments, it's our mission to build a portfolio of investment property communities and a large network of investors, buyers, sellers, and tenants whom we serve by operating with character, integrity, and a commitment to excellence. And as our gift to you, we like to invite you out to one of our free monthly seminars where you'll learn the fundamentals of how to buy, own, and operate multifamily properties. Look forward to seeing you soon.